y'all, come on in. Come on in. My name is Big Love, and I would like to personally welcome you all into my kitchen so that we can get some cooking and eating done. The dish that we're going to be working with today is called cream spinach, or as I like to call it, creamy spinach. So y'all come on in. We're going to have some good time. Come on in. Your ingredients will be butter, a red bell pepper, 2 bay leaves, and about 4 cloves. You need some nutmegs, flour, salt, preferably kosher, but if you have table salt, that's just fine, white pepper, and of course your Philadelphia cream cheese. And then you have 1 shallot, and then about 1/4 of onion. And then there's your half and half. Okay, you all, the first thing that we would need to do is to turn on our oven to broil. And then the next thing that we're going to do, you all, is we're going to take our red bell pepper, and we're going to cut the top off, okay? Done already, and take out the seeds out of the middle of it. And then we're going to place this on a cookie sheet or a pan, okay? And then we're going to take that pan and we're going to put it in the oven, like so. Okay, so the next thing that we need to do, you all, is we need to preheat our saucepan so that we can get prepared and creaming our spinach, okay? So we're going to preheat that to about medium. And then the next thing that we're going to do, you all, is we're going to walk over to the sink and we're going to rinse our spinach, like so. Make sure you get all the way in there. Make sure that we get all the dirt and brine off of it. All right, so we're going to make sure that we get that. And we're going to leave that sitting in the sink so that all of the wetness can kind of drain off of it just a tad bit, okay? The next thing that we want to do is we want to take our butter. So we don't want this butter to brown. So if it actually starts to brown, that's actually a bad thing, okay, you all? So we want to make sure that we take the butter and we make sure that all the butter is melted, because the next step is adding our flour, okay? So as we get that all stirred up there, that butter smells good. All right, you all, we have our 3 tablespoons of butter all melted up right there. So our next step is actually adding the flour. All right, so the next step in adding the flour would be to make sure that all of the flour, this is about 1/4 of a cup of flour, we want to make sure that it's all stirred up there, all nice and neat there. We want to make sure that it's all covered up and it evenly gets distributed and mixed up together there. So it's going to be kind of a task. You're going to have to keep an eye on it. So you want to keep stirring this, you all, until it gets all even in color and real dark, and not dark, but, you know, tan, a real good tan. And it starts to smell like good old popcorn, buttered popcorn. So that's what it smells like. So you want to keep stirring this. You want to stir this and keep stirring it. All right, you all, you want to like to stir this for about 3 minutes. All right, you all, the next step would actually be to add 3 cups of half and half. Woo-wee! That smells real good. All right, we're going to keep stirring it as we add that in there, okay, you all? All right. Keep stirring and stirring. It already beginning to smell good. All right, should we turn that off there? All right, so the next thing we're going to do is actually put in our bay leaves. So we have 2 bay leaves that we're going to put in, and about 4 or so cloves. All right, so we're just going to mix that in real nice. All right, you all. Oh, Lord have mercy, look at this. My spoon's starting to get overheated there. So what you want to make sure that you're doing is make sure that you use a spoon that can hold up to high heat. Right now I'm using a heavy-duty plastic spoon, but a silicone spoon will work just as fine. Also, you want to make sure that you turn it down after you turn on the milk, add the milk in. You want to make sure that you turn it down just a tad bit from medium to low. That way it won't burn there. All right, and so after about 5 minutes or so, you want to go ahead and add the cream cheese, and this will be 4 ounces of cream cheese. Okay. All right, so we're getting it all in there, so we're going to make sure that that's all mixed together like so. All right. Make sure that it's all evenly mixed together. All right. Ooh, that looks so good. You know what? I can't help myself. I gotta taste this. Oh, I'm making up a noise, but look, just gotta taste it. It's perfect. All right, you all. It's about time to go ahead and start seasoning our cream sauce here. So about after 15 minutes, you want to go ahead and add in about 1.5 teaspoons of nutmeg. All right, and so and you want to also do a couple pinches of salt and pepper. You want to, season to taste. I know you can't really taste it right now because it's hot, but after it's cooled, it'll be perfectly fine to go ahead and add a little bit more salt and pepper just for your own personal liking. All right, so now we're just going to go ahead and stir that together like so. Make sure that you get it all off of the sides there. All right, look at that there. Doesn't it look good, you all? All right, you all, while we let that sit for just a couple moments, all right, you all, while we let this go ahead and work its magic, we're going to go ahead and strain our cream sauce here. All right. So you want to make sure that you get all of the sauce out of the pan. All right, you all, we're just going to sit that back on the stove there. We're going to go back and check on our spinach. Ooh, that's looking and smelling really good. So you know me, I like flavor in all of my food. So I need to add just a pinch of salt to my spinach and just a pinch of pepper to my spinach. All right, that is looking really. All right, you all. So what we want to do now is go ahead and let this wilt for a couple more minutes, and that can actually be done with the heat off. And while we let that wilt for that 2 minutes, we're going to go ahead and go back over here and work on our bell pepper. It should be cool enough for us to go ahead and peel the outer cover off. All right. Now this is a tricky task because you want to make sure you get all of the black portions off. All right, you all, we're just going to go ahead and, all right, you all, just a couple more chops here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and let that sit there. And we're going to go back. Yes. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and mix this all together here. This looks good. Really delicious looking. Ooh, yes indeed, this smells really delicious. So now what we want to do now, you all, is we want to go ahead and taste it so we can go ahead and see if we need to add some more seasoning to it. Now what that means is just a little bit more salt. Go ahead and give it a last minute spin. So now what we will need to do is take our sun-dried tomatoes and sprinkle some in there, like that. All right, you all, now that our dish is complete, it is ready to be eaten. I would like to personally thank you all for coming and joining me in my kitchen, fixing this delicious spinach dish. See you later.